Colbert unsealed Trump's 1970 Wharton Aptitude test. Genius, think again. But Colbert made one thing clear before the first laugh landed. This was not a stolen private record. It was a satirical test built from the public record because sometimes a man's behavior answers more loudly than any hidden score ever could. The audience leaned in anyway.
That's the way you learned at the Wharton School of Finance. I mean, that would be the ultimate thing. Now, whether or not that works, but I did suggest it.
I'm highly educated. I went to the Wharton School of Finance.
I went to the Wharton School of Finance. I went to the Wharton School of Finance.
I went to the Wharton School of Finance. I was a very fine student.
And I went to a great school, business school. The Wharton School of Finance, a great school. Going to that school is like going to the Wharton School of Finance.
On Saturday, Trump slapped back the notion that he's incompetent, tweeting, "Actually, throughout my life, my two greatest assets have been mental stability and being, like, really smart."
You know, I believe it or not, I watch my words very carefully. There are those that think I'm a very stable genius, okay? I watch my words very, very closely. And to have somebody get up and to totally fabricate a conversation that I had with another leader.
We have the results of their IQ test right here. Tillerson scored a 120. It's above average, not genius, but still pretty good. And we have Donald Trump's results right here. It's a drawing of a big truck that says MAGA. And there's Trump right there saying Hong Kong. I gotta say, Donald Trump has proven himself surprisingly limber for a man with those cankles. Because in just the last 24 hours alone, he's achieved 2 new lows. First, you know how Donald Trump has always sued everyone and everything at all times everywhere?
Colbert opened the folder and said the first section was called memory. Not memory of 5 random words, but memory of promises, facts, and things said on camera last week. Could Trump remember a position after the applause changed? That's the way you learned at the Wharton School of Finance. I mean, that would be the ultimate thing. Now, whether or not that works, but I did suggest that I'm highly educated. I went to the Wharton School of Finance. 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 I was a very fine student, and I went to a great school, business school, the Wharton School of Finance. It's a great school. Going to that school is like going to the Wharton School of Finance. The crowd laughed because the category already felt graded. Stay with this because that is where the genius myth started cracking. The second section was focused. Colbert asked whether a brilliant mind could answer one direct question without drifting into crowd size ratings, enemies, windmills, old grievances, or a late-night host who hurt his feelings. He paused after each word like he was checking boxes on a form. The audience roared, but Colbert did not rush. He let the imaginary scorecard do its work. Then came judgment. Colbert said judgment is not the ability to make every deal sound like a victory. Judgment is knowing when a country needs clarity instead of performance. It is knowing that wars, prices, courts, schools, and families cannot be handled like a branding exercise. If intelligence only produces self-praise, it is not leadership. It is decoration with better lighting. That was the first hard silence. Colbert turned the page and read the next category, humility. The test asked how many times a person must call himself a genius before the room starts wondering why the evidence cannot speak for itself. A secure man can let the record breathe. A fragile brand keeps announcing its own greatness because silence feels too risky. Colbert looked into the camera and said, "If you have to staple genius to every sentence, maybe the sentence is doing damage control." But that was only the beginning. The next category was accountability. Colbert reminded viewers that Trump's pattern is familiar when a reporter asks a hard question. The reporter becomes nasty. When a judge rules against him, the court becomes corrupt. When a comedian laughs at him, the comedian becomes failing. When experts correct him, the experts become political. It asked whether he could answer the question. For older Americans watching, that point carried weight. They have known loud men who confuse certainty with wisdom. They have seen bosses, salesmen, and politicians use confidence like armor. They know intelligence is not simply speed, volume, or famous school names. It is patience. It is discipline. It is the ability to be corrected without treating correction like betrayal. Then Colbert reached the final page. This one was labeled usefulness. He asked what a genius claim does for a retired couple worried about medicine, a teacher buying supplies, a veteran waiting for help, or a family watching grocery prices rise. If intelligence never reaches ordinary people, then it stays locked inside ego. A mind that only serves itself may be clever, but it is not wise. The room went quiet because the joke had become a measurement. Trump's expected response only made the imaginary test feel real. If he attacked Colbert, he failed composure. If he the ratings, he failed focus. If he repeated the genius claim, he failed humility. If he called the test fake, he proved he still understood the grade. We have the results of their IQ test right here. Tillerson scored a 120. It's above average, not genius, but still pretty good. Colbert had designed a test where every reaction became an answer sheet. By the end, the folder had done what no secret IQ score could do.